we think we've found a simple strategy trick to help you win your league. So we're going to give you that trick today, why we think it will help you increase your chances of winning your league and also set you up for success in the future. So we're going to give you that all today in this video. Do us a huge favor. We appreciate you guys so much, and we really appreciate when you like the video, and we are really appreciative also when you are subscribed. If you are not subscribed, please make sure you are. If you play Dynasty and you like research and analysis coming to you in depth all the time, make sure you're subscribed. We promise we'll make it worth your while. Check out the merch. Merch. Check out the merch.
Yeah.
All right. Again, simple trick. Dynasty League, dominate. Take it away. You got it.
Yeah. So there are a lot of guys in Dynasty Leagues that we're all just obsessed with. In Dynasty, we love the rookie analysis. We love when players come in, and I think we get really connected to them when they start to flash. And so off the top of my head, I'm thinking of guys like T. Higgins, like DK Metcalf, like Devontae Smith. There's a lot of these players that we absolutely love. And the problem is...
Not me.
Well, the problem is we love them as players, right? All three of us, we do. They're great players.
They're great people, and they have
talents.
great souls.
But as much as some of you are convinced, Dynasty League is not just about having the sexiest lineup. It's not about...
But you do get like some money when you have sexiest lineup, right?
Yeah, if you have the youngest lineup, you're forgetting about the 0% of the
I swear.
pot that
So
you win.
people play Dynasty like they get their buy-in back if they have the sexiest lineup. Like, oh, I've got T. Higgins and Drake London and Christian
Kyle
Watson.
Pitts.
I have
I'm
all
like,
the
that's
best.
fun.
I have all the best rebuild
Have
assets.
fun with
Javonte Williams.
Have fun with your 1-12 record this year. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead. Sorry,
No,
it drives me
you're
nuts.
good.
Nice
And like
sassy side.
these are good players, but you're getting duped into not contending by having all of these elite Dynasty assets. So for instance, T. Higgins last year scored 13.1 points per game. And DK Metcalf scored 13.3. Devontae Smith 15. Jalen Waddle 15.2. And like great. They're all doing something.
Yeah,
They're
like
all-
hats off. You scored some fantasy points. You would have thought, though, that they had scored 20 points per game.
Yes.
With their value right now.
Do you know how many wide receivers scored 13 or more points per game last year?
14?
13. No. 13 or more. Sorry.
My guess was
At
14.
least no,
14.
Was I right?
No.
Dang
Nathan,
it.
I want to
Why
hear
do
your
you
guess.
keep
I
making
want
me
to hear
think
your
I'm
guess.
I'm guessing anywhere. I'm going to guess like 22.
There were 29 wide receivers that gave you 13 or more points per game last year.
That's a good
gosh.
stat.
Yeah.
29. And so that's what I'm saying. When Devontae Smith is giving you 15, like that's really good. He's a young player. Devontae Smith actually had a 27% target share, which is notable. But T. Higgins, 13.1 points per game on a 17.8% target share, I think, fact check me.
I feel like they call that mid.
That's not helping you win in Dynasty League. So you're having this guy that's worth 2 firsts, and you're sacrificing a lot of value elsewhere. So what do we think you should do, Avery?
Well,
Nathan, one of you.
I need to tell you this. We understand, like, everybody plays Dynasty really a similar way. Like, what you see as value in Dynasty Leagues is determined by what everybody else thinks about players. You do not have to play Dynasty the same way everybody else does. Even though T. Higgins is valued in the 3rd round, I value T. Higgins in the 5th round. You know what? Even though Devontae Adams is like into the 4th, I value him in like the early 3rd. Why? Because he's scoring you 22 points a game. You do not have to, although you need to be smart and make sure that you are getting your values worth in every trade. You do not have to play like everybody else because everybody else is a loser and you can be a winner if you try this. The strategy is going to be down tiering. And when we say down tiering, that's obviously a very broad strategy. But when we're talking about down tiering specifically from these guys that you would think average 20 points a game to guys who actually do average 20 points a game or 18 points a game plus more. Like, not only do you get... It blows my mind. This is one of the best trades you could ever make in a Dynasty League. Not only do you get points, which subsequently win you championships, which is the whole entire goal of playing Dynasty, but not only do you get points, but you get the most value insulated. You get the tech startup stock of Dynasty in a 24 pick that is going to increase in value no matter what, especially if you're buying them now. There is like negative 50% chance that they decrease in value. There's it is absolutely impossible for them to not be worth more in next January or February than they are now. So you're not only getting the best value in Dynasty, you get points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's really what we're saying. It often behooves you to down tier for more points instead of down tiering for depth.
Are you like doing
and
like an
that's
SAT
something that we
words
really
thing? Because you keep saying usurp and
I'm
behooves.
sorry. I've never said to you.
Like, what's the app on your phone where you like learn new words?
Well, that's what I've been
Yeah.
doing this entire time. I'm like, I've been thesaurusing all of
When you
this,
see
so-
Nathan sitting in thought, he's like, what word am I going to use when it gets to me? Go ahead.
No, but that's really something that we talk about all the time. We've said this before, we're not contradicting ourselves here. Don't down tier to get more depth. Don't down tier from an actual elite producing asset to 2 mid producing assets just because you think you need more people scoring points on your bench. Like, that's not what we're saying. The point is down tier from Jalen Waddle to Tyreek Hill plus, because you're winning championships and you're getting draft capital on top of that. Down tier from CeeDee Lamb to Stephon Diggs plus a lot.
But even CeeDee Lamb, CeeDee Lamb is one of the few guys in that range that actually averages 18 points per game.
But I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of CeeDee Lamb. He has been a wide receiver 1 once in his first 3 seasons, and he was not even a high-end wide receiver 1.
That's
he
true.
was wide receiver 7 on the year. I am not hating on CeeDee Lamb. I really, really like him. We have him ranked high. I think his future is bright. But again, there are so many guys going significantly later than him that they haven't even entered the twilight of their career. Everyone thinks Tyreek Hill has in 2025. That's so freaking far away. And you can get so much on top of those guys just because you're getting older. And now the 26-year-old receivers are being considered old. AJ Brown in a year is going to be considered old and not a rebuilding asset. Like, how much of a joke is that?
A complete joke.
Yes.
Again, the 3-year window rule. It's where you play Dynasty in 3-year windows. It's where your rebuilds are at maximum 2 years, because we're not doing 8-year rebuilds, guys. And look, I mean, going down the list of guys that are going in the second round that you could make this argument with. Jalen Waddle, you could down tier a first. And let's look down the list on Keep Trade Cut. Cooper Kupp is the wide receiver 16. So
Go look at the wide receiver 15. Just look real quick.
Stephon Diggs is the wide receiver 15.
Shut up. Because
Tyreek Hill is the wide
because he missed 1 day of minicamp.
So Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, and Cooper Kupp are all not wide receiver 1s on Keep Trade Cut. But you've got guys like Devonta Smith. You could down tier. T. Higgins. You could down here. Jalen Waddle, again, you could down tier. Drake London is the wide receiver 11. Drake London is a wide receiver 1. And while I like Drake London's value, I mean, heck, I will absolutely go and pay for Tyreek Hill or Stephon Diggs or Cooper Kupp. If I can down tier to one of those guys, heck yes. Are you kidding me? I get the production. I get the pick. Why wouldn't I do that? Drake London in the Falcons air raid offense is going to give me a solid 11 points a game this year. Like, and I love, again, I like
an
Drake
elite
London.
wide receiver.
I like him. I'm doing the Trump thing. I'm like, I like Drake London. But that wasn't political. It was just a mannerism thing. Anyways. Mannerism. I call him that because of you.
Maneurism.
Nice. Look,
and even
okay. So a lot of this too has to do with sometimes we're just asking you to be smart with your dynasty rosters and smart with the way that you value players, because believe it or not, sometimes the current market value of players compared to others does not add up, and it does not make sense. In a perfect world, young premium assets that are producing at elite level and valued at, the highest level, that would be great. And then the ones that are younger that aren't producing yet, but are still projected to produce at a high level, can be valued, sort of in the mid 4th to 5th round. But a lot of them haven't even achieved that yet, and they're going higher. And that's kind of the point why is DK Metcalf going 3 rounds ahead of Deebo Samuel for a premium of 0.3 points per game? Like that just doesn't.
Yes.
It's because
100% true.
Guys, it literally is because DK Metcalf is a specimen. He's shredded.
big.
He's huge.
I'm
Like
big. I'm
that.
just not muscular.
I kid you not. That I have no other reason for why. Because
There's not even a big
Or why?
age gap.
no, The target rate too. I don't know the target rate. Could you look this up, Simon?
Yeah.
Compare their target rates. I mean, I can tell you almost without even looking that they're dang similar, if not Deebo Samuel, like being close to that. Not last year because he definitely had a down year, but still at the same time, he has rushing upside, and I trust him on a game by game or from a game by game perspective on a points per game basis more than I do DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf is very much boom bust.
1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, I do know that his target rate, he was 21st in the league in target rate last year. DK Metcalf was. And that's not wide receiver 1 caliber. Everyone in the comments keeps telling us that DK Metcalf is some bona fide wide receiver 1 in his offense. And I'm like, have you looked at his target rate? He doesn't act like it. He doesn't play like it. He doesn't have that role. He doesn't have that dominant role.
How many wide receiver 1s are there every year?
12.
Deebo Samuel is 12th in the NFL in target rate last year at 28.2%.
Compared to DK Metcalf, who is 21st.
Yeah. And like you said, it's a premium of 0.3 points per game. There's that. The difference is that small, and they're going 35 picks apart. 35.
You can literally get either a points adjacent player or a points upgrade and a pick. Do it every time, every single time. Do it all the time.
And I did a small scale, I guess you could say, small scale study on. I picked 3 wide receivers: T. Higgins, DK Metcalf, and Jalen Waddle. And I looked through the teams in my leagues. I'm in 15 leagues. There were 42 teams out of those 15 leagues that had those guys as a wide receiver 1. How many of those teams do you think won championships?
Oh, wow. I love this. Wow. I'm going to go with 3 of them.
Nathan?
I don't know. Same number.
One team
One of 42.
out of 42 with DK Metcalf.
Do it with Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, and Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I should have.
Yeah.
And like that's the point. These are elite dynasty assets. They're worth a lot, but that's just proof they're not really giving you an edge. You could have drafted instead of DK Metcalf as your wide receiver 1. You could have drafted Tyreek Hill. I wonder how many teams
but people know this.
Ended up winning their leagues.
Stop counting on the guys that you project to be high-end wide receiver 1s to be that when they're not.
And people know
They're
this.
not. Take the guys that are and continually are every single year.
Look at the best ball ADP on Underdog. People know this. Like Stephon Diggs is going.
This is
like
facts.
what are the top of the round? You've got Justin
Yeah.
Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, AJ Brown, and CeeDee Lamb. And then 3 rounds later, you're getting DK Metcalf, and T. Higgins is going at the end of the second, which is just him and Tony Pollard. I don't even want to be in that range. But I mean, the people know it. Where's the disconnect? I swear, people are like, oh, well, Dynasty is just like fantasy, except you actually don't try to win. You just try to get the young guys. I'm like, okay, so what's the point of the game? Like to win a championship? Like, oh, so you do want points. So why are points so under? Oh, right, like, yeah, but T. Higgins is tied to an elite quarterback. I'm like, how many does that give you like 3 extra points a game that he's playing with Joe Burrow?
Yeah. And this is something that we, like everyone else, has had to learn the hard way and are going to continue to have to learn the hard way. There's a lot of temptation and a lot of appeal in getting these younger guys that you project to be producing at a high level. We've all down-tiered like that before. We've all down-tiered for depth. And I can tell you right now that those were some of the biggest mistakes in trades that the 3 of us have ever made is those types of trades.
When we ends up stinking.
Almost every single time we traded for points, specifically at the wide receiver position, none of us have any regrets.
Ask the guy who traded me Pat Mahomes how Corey Davis is doing right now. I mean, like, I'm just being honest with you. It just burns you. And it's not, we're using receivers, but like, I can think of one, Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne averaged what, 13 points a game last year?
I don't even know.
I mean, you have Saquon Barkley and Jonathan Taylor.
Notable.
Both guys are going to average more than that. And, yes, so while Jonathan Taylor is going, ahead of Travis Etienne, Saquon Barkley.
Not by much.
Saquon Barkley and him are going in the same spot. You have Josh Jacobs, who scored, he was the wide receiver 1 in standard leagues last year. He's going lower most of the time than Travis Etienne. You've got guys like Najee Harris. Najee Harris will outscore Travis Etienne this year, and he's going lower. You've got Derrick Henry, who's going to outscore everybody in that range, and he's going 2 rounds lower than everybody. You've got James Conner in the 12th. James Conner probably going to be the top 15 running back this year in fantasy.
At least.
At least.
Like, actually, we're going to do a video on that, but it's almost guaranteed.
Guys,
barring injury.
If you are going to take one thing away from this video, let it be this. Points. That's all I got. All right. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you like this strategy video. Let us know what you think in the comments as well. We've got content coming out all the time. So again, make sure you're subscribed. We really, really appreciate all of you for watching, and we'll see you later.